Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Toxic Free Life. First thing I want to say is Happy New Year! It's 2021. Now, a lot of going around at the moment is that whole new year, new me, which I hate. It is just because it's a brand new year doesn't mean that you have to change anything about yourself. You are perfect the way that you are. You don't need fixing and you don't need changing. However, there are always things that we want to improve on in our lives. There are goals we want to achieve, aspirations, things like that. So today I have spent doing my 52 in 52, which is actually the first year I've done it. And it got me thinking of some tips that I could maybe provide you guys in having a more sustainable, toxic-free, environmentally friendly year ahead. So I have created a 52 and 52 of all that. I've broken them up into topics. So the first topic we're going to talk about is the kitchen. So number one is have a compost bin. You can buy little tin ones or caddies. I don't know about you, but in the area that I live in, our council has given us one. So we have a little bin that we fill up with our vegetable scraps, and also our green waste bins, like our garden bin, can also now have compost in it. I'm in a rental property, so I don't have like a compost bin that sits in my garden. So I need something that that can go in the bin. But if you do live on a property that you can have your own compost bin and use that sustainably, then do it. Compost bin. The next one I've got is number 2 is buy from the farmers markets. So instead of running to Coles or to Woolies, see if you can support businesses at a farmers market. So you can buy obviously things like fruit and veg, but there are so many other things you can buy at a farmers market. Number 3 is switch to compostable liners or go naked. Have a naked bin. So you can buy bin liners that are biodegradable or compostable. Once you start using a compost bin, you will notice that your garbage becomes less and less, and maybe not as yucky, because sometimes the stuff that can be a bit smelly can go in the compost. So by having a naked bin means there is no bin liner in it all. You just, whatever is left that goes in the garbage, goes straight in the bin. You tip it straight into your garbage bin, wheelie bin, and then rinse out the bin. So that's another step further. Number 4 is grow your own produce. And this is one of my personal goals in my 52 and 52 is to have a sustainable veggie garden. I've already started. Things like herbs are quite easy, but I'd really like to do more vegetables. I am a renter and we are moving house, so I'm making sure that when I plant things, I can transport them and I can move them. Number 5 is buy from a bulk food store. Again, depending on where you live and what areas you live in, there are stores around that sell non-perishables in bulk. So things like flour, rice, nuts, seeds, dried herbs, teas, all of that stuff. Some stores even go as far as doing oils, shampoo, conditioner, dishwashing detergent, Epsom salts, Castile soap. Like, it's so much that you can do. These places offer paper bags. You can buy jars, or you can BYO your own jars and containers as well. So it's a really great way to limit your plastics. And again, you're supporting a small business in the process. Number 6, I've said use ground coffee instead of pods. I got a coffee machine for Christmas, and I'd requested that it not be a pod machine, that I wanted a ground coffee machine. However, if you do have a pod machine, you can now also buy reusable pods. Instead of chucking them in the bin, you can refill them and reuse them. Number 7, switch to silicone bags or fruit holders and containers over Ziploc bags. So there are silicone, they're like a Ziploc bag, but they're a silicone that you seal. I've also got these 2 half bits, and it has a silicone, so you can put like half a lemon, half a tomato, half an avocado in there as well. Or just use a sealable container and put that in the fridge, or take that to work instead of a plastic Ziploc bag. Number 8, read the label and do your research. There are so many times where companies on the front of a label that'll be eye-catching, it'll be this free or sugar free or whatever you want to hear, but then sometimes it'll even say meat free, but then there is a list of so many other nasty things in there. So do your research and take the time, read the label. I've lost my list. Thanksgiving. Number 9, DIY things like dips and sauces. Again, it is convenient to buy a packet of dip or a jar of passata sauce. But by taking the extra time, you're using less plastic, but 2, you know exactly what is inside of it. This is especially good if you are intolerant to something, you're allergic to something. So having if you have things like a food processor, by making your own dips and sauces, again, cutting out heaps of nasties in the process. Number 10, keep your jars. If your home is anything like mine, I have cupboards full of jars. I've started replacing my pantry now, so I'm using my Tupperware that I have, but instead of buying new plastic containers, I then use big jars to put new stuff in if I don't have that container. So many different things, like herbs on the side of the kitchen counter. Oh, there's an empty jar. Collecting juice from the compost, empty jar. So keep your jars. If you go to the bulk food place, I need jars. Keep your jars. Number 11, be conscious of food waste. Now this is again one that was really high on my 52 and 52. I cleaned out my fridge the other day before going on holidays, and I was mortified at the amount of food that I threw away. A lot of it was I'd made a big casserole or a big curry and forgotten, and it was sitting in a container. So I either need to make smaller portions or just eat it. Go, okay, I'm taking that to lunch today, or I'm going to freeze it. So I need to be more mindful and conscious of the food that I'm wasting and throwing away. Number 12, fill your dishwasher before running it. Now, I haven't had a dishwasher in about 6 months because, COVID and the real estate hasn't fixed it. But instead of just chucking in, I'll need this, I'm going to wash it, just either wash it by hand if you need it immediately, or wait till it's full. The other, number 13, is get a water filter. Now, these can come in lots of different shapes and sizes. These can be actually put into your water system on your taps. You can get the big ceramic ones that sit on the bench top. I'm poor, so I've started quite small, and I just have like a Brita filter. I've had that for about 12. I got it for Christmas last year, and I've been using it for a year. I don't remember the last time I drank water from the sink. I think when I did, it was awful. I could really taste the difference. So just by filtering out those nasties, so much better. And I always have cold water, and I'm drinking a lot more water because of it. All right, on to shopping. Number 14 is purchase produce bags. I use a supplier shop called Flora and Fauna, and they have thousands of sustainable, toxic-free, holistic products in so many different areas. I got my produce bags from them. They come in a little drawstring bag with a clip that can either go into my trolley or my other bags. I got 10 little mesh bags, so if I'm shopping for things like mushrooms, carrots, drawstring, and then, yeah. If you don't have those, or you've forgotten them, or you've used them all, the next best thing is use those paper mushroom bags. That was what I did before I had these bags. I'd grab a stack of the paper bags and I would use those. And just when I got to the checkout, I go, oh, those have got mushrooms in them. Oh, that one's got garlic. That one's got this. So you're not using plastic bags. Or just If it's one item, like one onion, let it roll in the trolley. I don't understand when people use a plastic bag to put one onion. So annoying. Okay, number 15, reusable shopping bags. I don't know about you, but I have so many because sometimes I forget and I'm like, I'm not going to use a plastic bag, so I will buy another one. So put them back in the car and use your shopping bags. Another alternative, and this is at Woolworths. Woolworths actually have paper bags. So if you've not got your bags, at least you can use a paper bag alternative. But yeah, use reusable bags. Number 16 is use a keep cup. Now, this has proved quite difficult during COVID, but it is doable. Purchase a keep cup, keep it clean, take it with you. If you carry a handbag, take it in your handbag, in the car, and use a keep cup. Number 17 is BYO containers for like your deli and the butcher. Again, with COVID, this can prove quite difficult, but it is possible. If you bring in your own sealable containers, you go find a butcher that you know will do that for you. And that way, instead of them putting it in the plastic bag and then in the paper, you can give them the container. So yeah, bring your own containers to the deli and to the butcher. Number 18, conscious consumerism. This is something that I try to do all the time. It's sometimes not always possible, but where I can, I work really hard to do this. So conscious consumerism is being aware of the values that certain companies might run by. So you might shop online for clothes and they might be super cheap and you get them, but if you take time to research their ethos and what they're about or do some digging, a lot of these companies enable fast fashion, so they copy designers, so ripping them off and making them at a cheaper rate. They also underpay their staff and things like that. So really, when you think about that, would you personally want to be aligned and supporting a business that does that? No. But we don't do that. We can't know those things unless we take the time. So yeah, something to look into is conscious consumerism. Number 19, I've said go to the op shop or use things like Buy, Swap, Sell and Facebook Marketplace, thrift, secondhand. Oh, I need a new desk. Instead of running up to wherever, go, oh, Facebook Marketplace, is anyone selling something? It might not be exactly what I want, but can I paint it? Can I buff it? Can I make it work? Same with clothes. Oh, I'm looking for a denim jacket. Oh, you know what? They always have those at the op shop. I need a vase. I need a picture, whatever. See if you can thrift and secondhand before buying it brand new. The next topic is health and beauty. So number 20 is finish what you have first. I've spoken about this before in my other videos. For example, I did some fake tan over the holiday period and there was a new brand, like a less toxic brand that I'd seen and I was like wanting to get. However, I had a half a bottle of tan in the bathroom already. So I'm using that one before I buy something new. Something I can't believe I don't have still, but is a reusable razor, like the metal ones. However, I still have 2 plastic razors in my bathroom cupboard. So I'm going to use those first and then purchase. So, and that can go with anything. Use what you have first, then buy new. Number 21, there is an app called Think Dirty. Now, it can be hit and miss, but if you put the details in, it will help. So you scan barcodes on products and it tells you on a scale, I think of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5, are the ingredients safe or not safe? Are they harmful? Are they chemicals? So something to look into. So it's an app called Think Dirty. And this can be used on lots of different products as well, not just health and beauty, like foods as well. Number 22, support brands that don't use plastic. I have recently found a new shampoo and conditioning brand. It's called Bar Zone from my local, like Coles and Woolies, and it comes in an aluminium can. So just a switch. I'm trying. I like it so far. It's doing the job, but it doesn't come in plastic. There are also other brands of things like toothpaste. I've been using a brand called Love Beauty Foods for my toothpaste, and it comes in a little glass jar. My natural deodorant comes in aluminium. So yeah, try and find companies that use an alternative. Moving on to that, there is a company called, which is number 23, which is something you can look into, called TerraCycle. Now, TerraCycle is a brand that have lots of different initiatives that support the community in recycling products. A lot of businesses use these, but the general public can also use them as well. So they had, well, I think they still do have a toothpaste campaign, which is collecting your old toothbrushes. I don't want to say the electric part, but maybe the head of an electric one, but your normal toothbrushes, toothpaste tubes, caps, boxes, things like that, floss containers, and you can recycle them ethically to this company, and they make things out of them. A lot of businesses do it and ship them off. I think you need a really big amount to donate. However, there are a lot of local businesses that have an open door policy that will let the general public bring their things in and donate them. They do them with beauty products like empty mascara bottles, shampoo bottles. So have a look into a company called TerraCycle. If you work for a company that you think can like if you have multiple workers that could bring things and create a sizable volume, you can ship them yourself, and also maybe be an open door company that lets the general public bring things into. So TerraCycle. Number 24, invest in a soap bag. This is a game changer. I've been using bar soap for quite a while now, but sometimes, you know, it gets real small and then they get sticky and then they break and it's a bit of a mess. Again, from my favorite website, Flora and Fauna, I bought this little mesh soap bag. So all the soap contains in there. So if you've got a little bit left and it's really hard to hold, you can put a new bar in, it kind of meshes in, but it's contained in this bag. So invest in a soap bag. Can't remember where we're up to, is 25. Invest in a Diva cup. Again, game changer for your period. It takes a couple of cycles to get used to it, but again, change your life and dramatically helping the environment and saving you money. So number 26 is invest in period undies. Again, game changer. Now I can't remember the brand. I'll put it up on the screen. I found them at Aldi, but they do sell them, and they came in big sizes. I'm a biggish girl, but I have quite a big behind. So finding undies that fit can sometimes, like, as in these brands of like period undies, can prove a bit difficult sometimes. So this particular brand that I'm using, they go up to like a size 20. So quite universal to so many different women. But again, game changer. So then that brings me to number 27, which is invest in cloth pads. Again, money saving, but so beneficial to the environment. I currently use a brand called EcoPads. And you can get a lot of them in starter packs, so you don't have to buy them all at once. You can just collect as you go. Number 28, get that health check. It might be you need to do a mole check. You might be overdue for a blood test, a pap smear, a fertility test, going to the dentist. It could be anything like that, but we all have them and we all kind of like, do it. Let that cloud of let it go and go and do it. You'll feel so much better for doing it. And there's a couple of those that are on my personal list that I'm going to do this year. So that takes us to our next topic, which is home and cleaning. Number 29 is create your own cleaning products. I've been doing this for about 12 months now, and the money I have saved on cleaning products is astounding. I have purchased some amber glass spray bottles, You can get different sizes. Bigger ones you think would hold more volume, but they're sometimes harder. They're heavier, obviously, because they're made of glass. So I just use the smaller ones and just refill. But using things like white vinegar, a little bit of dish soap, you can use rubbing alcohol, like isocol in the green bottle, like rubbing alcohol, things like soaps with Castile soap. If you have a good essential oil collection, or even a couple of like staple ones that are used for things like that, you use those as well. So have a bit of a play, look at different recipes. Bicarb soda is another thing that gets used quite a lot. But by creating your own cleaning products, one, there's no nasty chemicals in there. I don't know about you, but now because I don't really use chemicals in my home, if I have to walk down there for something random, I have an instant headache because my body's not used to those chemicals. So you're ridding your house and your home of those chemicals, but you're also saving money because those are basic products that you have in your home. So literally, if I run out of surface spray, I'm like vinegar, soap, this, bang, done, new soap. So which brings me to number 30 is use washable cloths. So these are ones that you can use for like a counter, like, you know, just a general, instead of using a paper towel or a plastic off the roll, a basic bench cloth. I have different ones. I've got ones that I use just for the bathroom and ones that are just for glass, like they're microfibery ones. But again, when they're done, in the wash, back in the drawer. So I'm not using the plastic ones off the reel and throwing them away, and I'm using less paper towel. Number 31 is switch to wooden or metal pegs. So again, if you're currently using the plastic ones, don't throw them away. Use them until they've crumbled and they're all on the ground, and then dispose of them. And then when you're buying new ones or you need more, that's when you go the wooden or you go the stainless steel, the metal ones. Number 32, don't use your dryer unless it's absolutely necessary. If you don't have a dryer, you're already winning. You don't have to use it. The only time I really use it is if I'm doing sheets and it's raining and there's nowhere in the home for me to hang them. Use a clothes horse. Use your outside. Don't use the dryer. Number 33, switch to a bagless vacuum. Again, if your vacuum's working perfectly fine, then keep doing what you're doing. Mine wasn't, and we needed to purchase one. We also wanted one that was going to be quite good for pets because we have cats, and we have a pet vacuum that is bagless. So it fills up and we tip that into our compost and our green waste, so we're not wasting paper and plastic on the vacuum bags. Number 34, use a washable mop head or those pads. I've seen a lot of people use they're like disinfectant wipes that go on there. No. We use the spray bottle mop that has the long cloth pad on it. Once we've mopped, in the wash, back again. Again, it's not sitting there accumulating gross mold, but you're not throwing it away. Number 35, declutter your home more frequently. So even if you make it a monthly ritual to go, okay, I'm gonna do the pantry, I'm gonna do the Tupperware cupboard, I'm gonna go through clothes, because clutter and mess make us anxious. It's not even this is coming from more like a toxic mind point of view, is that clutter and mess make us anxious. When our home is clean, when our homes are clean, that's when we feel more at ease and more at peace. So number 36, cleanse your home. Open the windows, play music, your favorite songs, light candles. Don't use paraffin candles because they're full of poison. And be careful with your soy candles too, because the soy itself is okay, but the fragrances that go in them are the ones that have chemicals in them. I'm, again, being really conscious with my candles. I'm trying to buy more and more beeswax candles because that's the toxicity is at its very least. But burn incense, diffuse oils, play with crystals and cards, what cleansing for you is. So I like to do all of those things. Number 37, buy a houseplant. Or in my type, buy 50 of them. My home is full of houseplants. The addiction is struggle is real. But so much air purifying and green and nature, and it makes you feel good. Number 38, fill your washing machine before running. Very similar to the dishwasher. Oh, I just need these pair of shorts for work. Try and be on top of it and don't wash clothes unless you need them. Like as in, don't wash the clothes until your machine is full. And number 39, switch to email bills over paper bills. Again, it takes a bit more like mindfulness. Flag them, remind them so they're always up so you don't forget about them, but get them sent digitally instead of in the mail. Our next topic is self-care. Number 40 is develop a meditation practice. And now this is something that is on my personal list, something that I want to do every day at least, if not twice a day. How can I fit this into my work schedule? Can I do it on my break? Can I do it in the morning or in the evening? That's my journey. But yeah, developing your own meditation practice. The benefits are irrefutable, like you cannot, it works. It is so helpful and beneficial to our bodies and our minds to meditate. So number 41 is walk outside in nature. And this is something that's on my personal list, is to go on an outdoor walk every week. So whether that be to a lake or a walking track or a forest or a national park, something that is in a location, not just around my block, but somewhere that I get to see new things I haven't seen before and be outside in nature. Number 42, move your body. Now this means this is different for everybody, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. I'm not a gym person, but some people, that is their absolute thing, and that's totally fine and okay. I do yoga, so I want to do at least 3 classes a week. I'm also a dancer and a teacher, so getting back into shows and moving my body in that sense. There are so many different ways. You might be a walker, you might be a runner, you might be a swimmer, but moving your body daily or frequently through the week, again, so many benefits, not just from like a weight loss point of view, because it's not what it's about, but just again the health benefits from just moving your body. So number 43 is journal. Again, on my personal list is to try and journal every single day. It might be small, it might be big. I'm thinking before I go to bed, having it in like my bedside drawer, but to journal. Number 44 is make your bed. I've been on holidays this past few weeks, and when something as simple as making my bed when I get up in the morning, just sets me into such a clear, motivated space. Like I've ticked something off that list, and it just kind of propels me into the day. So that is definitely something that I want to take in to this year, going back to work next week. So number 45 is listen to self-help books. So in my personal list I've written I want to listen to 5 more self-help books. I personally listen to audiobooks. I'm not a book reader. I much prefer to listen in the car when I'm driving. So find 5 more, and it can be on totally different areas of health, well-being, holistic, whatever it may be. But yeah, do yourself a favor and listen to experts in different fields. Number 46 is do a Facebook and an Insta cull. Again, no disrespect to anybody, but there are some people or groups or pages that we follow that do not serve us. We have them for a reason that isn't actually serving us, and sometimes we just need to kind of go, nope, nothing personal, but you're not serving me, and I need to not look at you. That can be for anything. So then that brings me to number 47 is limiting screen time. Again, this is something for me that I know that I can do, whether it be little things like I'm not going to do it as soon as I wake up in the morning. I'm going to wait till I'm eating my breakfast to then go through Facebook, or for the same thing going to bed. It might be a weekend thing, however you choose to do it, but limiting screen time. Our last topic is philanthropy. So things like charity and doing things for others. So number 48, I have said donate blood. Now, this is something that my dad has always done and kind of been a bit on my back about, and I never really had a good reason not to do it. The only reason I really had at the time was I just had a tattoo, and you can't have one, I think it's like maybe 3 or 4 months since having a tattoo. So I'm like, right, I'm gonna do it. There's nothing stopping me from doing it, and I will be helping somebody else in need. So I'm going to donate blood. Number 49 is support a charity. Now that can be in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be, oh, this is my, I'm sending my money to World Vision this month. Like, it can be in different ways. I already do it in a way so I support a company called Who Gives a Crap, which sell toilet paper and tissues and wipes. And I have a monthly subscription, bi-monthly. So I get a box of toilet paper every 2 months. It is a lot more money than what I would pay in a supermarket. However, I know that my money is going to help build toilets in third world countries. So that's a way that I'm supporting a charity. There are other ways that I want to extend on this through the year, but something as simple as that is supporting a company that you know gives back to a charity is a small way of doing that. So number 50 is volunteer your time. So there are so many different ways. There can be things like homeless shelters, a lot of animal rescue places. And you know what, it might not be as fun and glamorous as you think, like, oh, I get to play with the animals. No, you might be picking up poo. But you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for somebody else. So again, have a look around and see what places do allow volunteers in, but yet volunteering time. Number 51, this may be controversial, but again, this can be done in lots of different ways. I've said march or protest for a cause that is important to you. Again, it's quite topical at the moment with COVID and going out in mass groups when we shouldn't be, but there are other ways that we can do things like that safely. There are so many causes right now in the world that need our support and rallying, whether that be, it's coming up to Australia Day. That's something that's kind of sitting a bit heavy on my heart, and I'm a bit conflicted, and I don't know how I want to support that cause, but I'm unsure of how I can do that COVID safe. But there are other things that you can do as well, like even standing up and supporting a topic like things like equality, like when things are talked about unfavorably, even doing things like fun runs that support charity. Like, there are ways we can go around it, but that is something that I would like to do this year. Which brings me to number 52, is participate in initiatives. So there are lots of initiatives that happen through the year. Last year I participated in No Meat May and Plastic Free July. So there are lots of things like that where it's not, a lot of those practices I haven't sustained permanently and done all of them, but there are definite things that I've taken away or just gained a respect for certain things. So yeah, there are lots of different initiatives that I'd like to do more of in the year. So I'm sorry it took a little while, but there was quite a few things to get through. But yeah, if you haven't written a 52 and 52 yet, or you haven't done one but now you're thinking about doing it, I hope I've given you some really good ideas. If not, just holistic things that you want to implement in your everyday life. I hope I've sparked something in you and you take something away from it. If you are interested in any of these things, I highly suggest you subscribe to my channel, where I talk about lots of different things in the toxic-free realm. So yeah, happy New Year, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.